Welcome to Around Town, featuring what's happening here in the greater Concord area. I'm your host, Dick Patten. It's a pleasure to welcome you here as we get ready to close out the 2015 year. And looking back over the recent weeks, we've had quite a successful time. And although I don't have a featured guest today, Santa was supposed to come in, but he is very busy with his travels and getting ready for next week with Christmas coming up. And but we're going to take an opportunity just to say thank you to the many people who have been so supportive of Around Town this year. And the Christmas parade in particular was such a big event this year. And I can't thank enough Tom Casano, my committee, James Casano, who is my co-chair. Then we went to the wife, Deb Patten, who was the treasurer, and then Kevin Tucker and David Hatch, who did so much at the reviewing stand. As you know, we moved that up to the stove barn this year, and it was probably the best move we could have done. We had Mark Szymanski that helped out, Bruce Champney at the day of the parade, and of course Karen Casano, and and I'm sure there are many others that that I haven't mentioned. Mark Szymanski was a part of the committee, but you know, it's a lot of work people don't realize. There isn't much going on between January and September, but once Labor Day hits, then all of a sudden it is kind of bang, 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 and the letters went out and looking for participants. We had great bands this year between Concord High and Merrimack Valley. We also had the New Hampshire Pipe and Drums, which was brand new this year. They, of course, are part of St. Andrew's Society. And then, of course, the Muchachos of Manchester came here. Now, this is the first time we had the Muchachos in a long, long time, so it was kind of nice to see them back. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Hillsborough Deering High School and Belmont because of conflicts with the All-State tryouts in Manchester, but we do appreciate those who came, and we got them out of there as much as we could. And then, of course, the Santa float at the end of the parade was a big, done very nicely there to the Casano family. Andrea and Mark Rio were the judges for the different floats and vehicle entries, and they did a great job again. And, you know, the theme was to the Concord 250th, celebrating a colonial Christmas in Concord. And we had some very good floats and some people dressed in time period costumes, and so all in all, the weather was wonderful. Couldn't ask for much better weather we had. And of course, we were mentioning the dance schools that were there, and they did demonstrations, vibes of style there, and of course the Rockette number done by Cindy Flanagan's students there from Concord Dance Academy. It was just a real good parade, and I was very happy. This was my 44th annual parade that I've been chairman or any worked on, and so hopefully we'll be there for the 45th next year. And it's always a Saturday before Thanksgiving, and we have to thank our sponsors for the bands, because once again we have to raise around $6,000, $7,000 to make our ends meet with the police bill, and then we had to get, of course, the usual porta potties there from Pittsfield, and you know, the awards that we pass out, present to the winners, and it's a lot to it. And we pay the police bill, which was about $1,600 this year, and of course the bands themselves require a payment. And some people will say, why did you have to pay bands? We never did years ago. Well, unfortunately, in today's society, due to transportation costs, we do pay the bands. So, and of course, we have banners that are in front of them or in the parade showing who was the sponsors this year. And so that was done for another year, looking forward to next year. Then the Concord Christmas tree lighting was followed the day after Thanksgiving, and once again, the crowd was estimated over 5,000 people. That's what I got for estimates from the police department and different ones. And between there and down where the fireworks were shot off, down across behind Bed Bath & Beyond on Loudon Road there, the old King Shopping Center. And when the weather was just perfect. Couldn't ask for any better weather. We thank Mother Nature. It just was wonderful. And again, a special thanks to New Hampshire BIN TV, BIN TV, #1 here in Concord. And they were the major sponsor for the fireworks, and of course Concord Grange and Concord Knights of Columbus and the Merrimack County Pomona Grange, because they sponsor the nativity scene, while the Concord Grange does the lights for the trees. Not only the one at the State House Plaza, but also the one at the intersection of Loudon Road and Pembroke Road and Hazen Drive up here. And then, I should say Airport Road. And then, of course, we have a special tree at Eagle Square that is dedicated to the armed forces who cannot be here or be home with their families. So we have a special tree there dedicated just to them. And we had a great evening with the petting zoo that was sponsored by Northeast Credit Union. The horse-drawn wagon rides, Bruce Locke from Pittsfield. We had one wagon, and then next year, if we continue what we did, we'll have to have 2 again, but the costs definitely are there. Pony rides was another attraction this year that had a record number of kids riding the ponies. So, they're all things that children love to do, and we want to have activities available for them. Then the Brian Waldron Band was entertaining, and once again, Brian and his staff, they presented a great concert with all kinds of Christmas songs and sing-alongs, and it was just a great concert by Brian and his band. Then, of course, Santa arrived. Now, there was something there. He came in by the Concord Fire Department, and they brought him in the big tower truck. And I had never seen this before. They usually have brought him in with a tower truck the last number of years. But this year, he came in, and instead of just coming off like they usually do in front of the State House, they hoisted the tower up in the air. And then they brought it around to the Capitol Street side of the plaza, and he came off there. So many thanks to the Concord Fire Department for bringing Santa in on the tower truck and performing that little exercise or demonstration, whatever. But it was very interesting, and major thanks to Santa and coming down from the North Pole for a special appearance here in Concord to officially get the holiday season off to a good start. And then Father Rich from St. John's or Christ the King Parish came down and did the annual blessing of the manger and the Christmas tree, and then afterwards the manger was lit. And so it was a nice touch to a great evening. We also had people like Carter Hill Orchard that furnished apple cider, hot apple cider. The Masons, I believe, from Concord, and then the Salvation Army brought in hot chocolate. Then the Capital City Rotary Club also brought in some hot chocolate and hot cider. So I believe that it all went. I didn't see much left of it left at the end. So it was very well enjoyed by all present, and thank you for donating the cider and hot chocolate. The lights on the tree this year, in addition to the Grange providing lights, New Hampshire Federal Credit Union donated and bought some brand new ones. We had probably another several hundred lights and strings there, and we had to get the strings to go with it, the electrical strings. And so in all, there's about 14 to 1,500 lights in that tree. And this year the tree was donated by a place up in Concord at the Island Shore Estates, and they've done several the last few years. So we desperately need a Christmas tree. So you could start today or after January 1st and call the General Services Department, talk with, trying to think his name up there. Well, you can talk with Gene Blake or Mike Santa and Chris in the office and tell them that, or that's code enforcement, I'm sorry, but General Services, Chip Chesley. Talk with Chip and tell him that you have a tree. They'd like a tree between 30 to 40 foot tall. Something that's nicely shaped as a spruce tree, either blue spruce or something of that nature. And something that can be cut down easily, not with wires and other fences and all that around it. So if you've got such a tree that you'd like to donate for the official Christmas tree, please give them a call. The winter time is not too early to start, and they'll be up to look at it and make a list of trees if we get one and to see what happens. And then come the early November, they'll come up with the state of New Hampshire with a crane and a flatbed trailer and cut the tree down, bring it to the State House Plaza, and get it set up ready for decoration. And the tree will be lit until January 3rd or 4th, at which time then it gets cut down and taken out of there, and lights put back for another year, and all in all, that ends the holiday season. And, of course, following the lighting of the tree, we had fireworks. Now, these fireworks were never meant to be a 4th of July display. Just something to excite the people, to surprise them when I first started them. And just to officially kick off the holiday season in Concord. And it was a great, great night, and the fireworks were beautiful. And I want to thank everyone who donated to that evening, because we have to raise $7,000 to $9,000 every year for that night. And Concord Imaging Center was with Larry Glass, and he was a major corporate sponsor for this. And they've done this now 3 years, and he's assured me they'll be back next year. And we had a banner for them. Anybody who donates $250 or more has a banner up there plus a trophy. And many thanks again to Dennis Gaudette and family and the Auto Serve of Tilton family for their donation. Once again, they have donated for almost, I think 15 years. They've been one of our big supporters in keeping this event going. We had also a major contribution from Steve Dupree and Fox Fire Management. Another one who upped his donation and came to the plate, and it was a tremendous donation and helped us with a lot of things there. Trying to think, we also had the donation from the Raleigh Insurance Agency on Loudon Road, although now they've moved and they're on Constitution Ave. Dan Church and the Raleigh Agency employees have been very generous over the years in helping to continue this. Dave Mayotte and Mayotte Enterprises, another corporate sponsor that helped out with their donations. So they all added a little bit more because we were having a tough time raising money this year. It was difficult. I know that we had some competition from the Concord 250, but we did finally make it, and it was a big relief off my mind because I've enjoyed doing this for 29 years. And of course, overall, it was 38 years of having display up there. I was so honored 38 years ago to be asked to take on the tree up there. Of course, we had the possession of the manger or the creche, and so it was just only natural to take the tree with it. And so we've been pleased to do that. And then, of course, so I coordinated 29 years ago a Christmas tree celebration, something to bring the community together. And especially in the last couple of years and this year, we really needed something. And I've heard that from many, many people, that it was important to have that event. And so it made me happy to see so many people that came down there. And I'm sad that in some cases people felt that it was a frivolous event. I had that told me by a major donor who used to donate on Main Street, North Main Street. And it was sad because I don't feel it was a frivolous event at all. When you see the smiles on people's faces of all ages, you know you've done something right. And this time, this day and age, we need something that we can be happy about. So, and then we had donations of every kind, and whether it was a few dollars to upwards of $500, it was there, and it really helped a lot. And I certainly appreciate everybody who helped bring that to a major conclusion. This year around town has been we've also, I appreciate the supporters, the volunteers. Dan Chase was the director for many, many days, many years. He had to have major surgery, and so couldn't continue. And then we had to move from Dame's school, the show, because of a error in judgment or whatever, but they moved it, and so we're now here at the Immaculate Heart of Mary Church, and it's been working out very, very well. And right now I've got a new director with Ian Marks, who is a very smart young man, and he has taken this show in directions that I had never believed possible. And you can even see it on Facebook now. So if you're looking on Facebook for around town and the different activities that we're doing with it, and along with pages now for the Concord Christmas tree lighting and the Concord Christmas parade and the Concord Grange page. So lots of things happening. And it all comes back to Ian, who is so good in helping me to get this organized. But I appreciate all the guests that we've had this year who've taken time to come out and be interviewed. The organizations, whether it was the Kiwanis Club or the politicians who came on during elections and things, and it's just trying to get the word out there. This has been my 18th year of hosting around town, and it's always been a positive show. I don't really care about, I have no interest in presenting the dirt stuff in the community. I want this to be a great family show that people can listen to it and maybe get something out of it, or go and attend an event or whatever. And so we really are very happy with what's going on with around town. And we've had the Kiwanis Car Show come on year after year, the Kiwanis Spring Fair, which will be coming up, will be coming up in another few months. The month of May, Chris Pappas and his group have been busy with that. Of course, the Girl Scout Cookie Time will be coming on, and it's just a great time to interview people and talk with them and learn what's going on in the community. You'd be surprised of how many things that go on here that we don't know about. And this was one way of promoting our community with the community happenings. So our next big project will be coming up in April the Grange-wise will be our recognition night for the community recognition leaders, police and fire and teachers. So I'll put a plug in for that, as we'll be looking for nominations for that award, along with the police and fire take care of their own. But we look for other nominees for Citizen of the Year and Public Service, or Public Servant, I should say. And it's just been a great time for all of us to sit back and take a look at Concord. And we will enjoy doing a special show this year about Concord 250, about the Concord Heights, the history of the Grange over here, and we're looking forward to next 2016. And if you've got something you'd like to come on and talk about, as I know it's a big election year, and we'll be having candidates for state elections and county elections, and I don't know if we'll have anybody from the federal, but we definitely will be busy with state ones and county levels. So with that in mind, you can plan to come on and talk about what your goals are if you get elected, or what you'd like to do to become an elected official. So trying to think what else we've got coming up this next year, but I know the usual events that will be happening. I know that Chris Brown is hoping for some ice and snow coming up with the ice hockey tournament in late January. Right now we're having weather that is almost like of Easter time, but hopefully he'll be having his black ice hockey tournament in late January. So I'm looking forward to that. And as we go through, of course, Easter's early next year, but there'll be Easter egg hunts and Old Home Day celebrations everywhere, and the 4th of July fireworks, of course, coming up on the 4th. And it's just always busy here in Concord doing something doing. So with that in mind, I'm going to come to a close and say thank you to everybody for helping with Around Town to become the success that it has been. Special thanks to Josh Hardy and for his help when we were over at Dame School, and like I said, thank you to Immaculate Heart here, Father Ray, and then my big thank you to, of course, Kevin Tucker and David Hatch and Don Chase, and now my big director Ian Marks. So. And if you'd like to come on the show, give me a call at 496-2917 and let me know that you'd like to come on Around Town, and we'll get you on here. So with that in mind, have a Merry Christmas, a very, very happy, safe, and healthy New Year. And I'm your host, Patten, with Ian Marks, and we'll see you in 2016.